Starting. Hello, this is Down to the Wire with Ross Miller,
Bryce Cameron.
and this is going to be episode two. Once again, we apologize for it not being live. We've been having some issues as far as getting live available for us with some screen sharing and whatnot, so we can get ourselves on the screen. But we'll definitely have that next time for you, hopefully. So we're just going to get into the first topic today. It's going to be the top 15 picks of the NBA draft. So that's the lottery of the NBA draft. And we're just going to go 1 all the way down to 15, see who we pick and why. So first, we're going to go with you, Bryce. Who'd you have for number 1
So
on
at
the
number
Warriors?
one, I have the Warriors picking James Wiseman.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think this is the most logical pick for them because for the past 5 years, not counting this season, obviously the Warriors made it to the finals all of those years, and pretty much on every single one of those finals teams, they either had an average center or not very good center. So I think if they can have someone who's going to potentially be I think undoubtedly going to be an above average center. That just makes them way scarier. Um, and yeah, I think that's going to just increase the level of the game a lot. So I think that makes most sense for them to pick James Wiseman.
All right. Well, I had Anthony Edwards. By the way, this is all the based on rankings, all these picks that they have for 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 15. Just because the season hasn't ended yet, and we have had no lottery. So, yeah, number 1, I went with Anthony Edwards. I mean, I think we've all heard reports are saying from everywhere that they're not too happy with Wiseman or Lamelo Ball. So sorry, 14 picks. I apologize. But anyway, um, Anthony Edwards, scorer, defender, 6'5", 225 pounds. I don't think you can go wrong. I think he's a perfect fit. It's not like he's Andrew Wiggins defensively, could be a liability and all that. So I think that's the best spot. Now that gives you a problem because you don't know where you're gonna put where you're gonna put. Where you're gonna put Wiggins. The problem is again that's one of those things they have to decide if they want him coming off the bench. Maybe that's become his role now in the future, or do they trade him? And I mean, for the amount of cap space he's worth, I think it's best to trade him. Go for it in the center. Just trade for a center that way. Um, if you could maybe get maybe not an elite center, but you definitely can get a decent center in return for him. And yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
So are you putting Klay Thompson at small forward then?
No, I will. Yeah, I could either put Clay. I would either put Clay at small forward or see how Anthony Edwards does at small forward. I mean, he's not the smallest guy. Again, like I did say, he's 6'5", 225. Um, it's not a stretch, definitely. So it wouldn't hurt. It also could hurt. So just try it and see what happens. And then worst case again, get another guy. Pick up someone. I don't know. Keep Glenn Robinson. Apparently he's a shooting guard, small forward. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Number 2. Uh,
Number two, I got the Cavs picking Denny Advija. Uh, they already have their guards set. They have their big men set with Kevin Love, and we'll see if they bring back Andre Drummond. So if you have all that set, I think you need to improve your small forward position. I'm pretty sure Osman's still starting as small forward for them, and
mhm.
he's a pretty good bench player. If he's starting, he's all right. But if I'm managing the Cavs, I'm more comfortable having uh, a different kind of player than Osman. So yeah, I have Denny going to the Cavs. Just think it makes more sense. I've even heard some people comparing him to Luca. So I mean, I don't know how accurate that is, but who knows? That would be pretty awesome. So yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna go with the safe bet. They're gonna take Obi Toppin. The guy's always a top 5. Seems to be in most mock drafts. I don't really know who the best fit is for the Cavs, to be honest with you. So you just gotta go with who's the next best. So Obi Toppin, 6'9", 220. I know they do have Larry Nance, but I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know their whole goal on life. And the reason I would have probably had them take James Wiseman. I just think they're going to be dumb and re-sign Drummond to a huge contract because that's all they can get. Just a guy they can afford, or not afford, the guy they can just pay up and
Yeah.
give him what he wants. So it's probably not going to be Wiseman, and it'll just be Obi Toppin. Go the safe route and just go that way. And number three, Bryce, who'd you have?
At number three, I have the Timberwolves picking Obi Toppin, actually. A lot of people think that Timberwolves should look for that matching power forward to go along with Karl Anthony Towns.
Mm,
And I think Obi can be that guy. As you said, he's 6'9", uh, tall enough to play a power forward position, and I just think he's a good fit. I think it would be nice if Karl Anthony Towns can get a really solid player at the power forward position play next to him. So yeah, I think Obi Toppin's the best pick for them.
all right. I had. You're gonna have to help me with this. Onika Akwag. You got his
Oh,
name right.
you got a Aneko Okongwu?
Yeah, Ganeko Konwu. The only reason I would say, I mean, I had him take Obi Toppin second with the Cavs, so the next best power forward center was him. This is one of those things, again, you can't really go wrong between the two of them. Obi Toppin is 6'9". Maybe you can put him at small forward instead of putting Denny Advita like you did.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's really anything wrong with these two guys. So, have this guy next to Karl Anthony Towns could work. Bigger guy too. Uh, and yeah, I had Monica and Waga. Yeah, I give up.
Yeah. Even Denny Advia actually is 6'9" too, but
Yeah.
yeah, no. Yeah, Oneka could work on the Timberwolves. I think maybe his primary position is actually center, but he's only 6'9", so it
Mm.
might be better to put him at power forward anyway. So yeah, that's a logical choice.
All right. And number four.
Number four, I had the Hawks picking Anthony Edwards. I actually really like the Hawks young core, especially the starting five. Um, I think their starting five is actually pretty strong at every position. Uh, but I just thought about even though every position is fairly strong, what position is the weakest? And I decided that the weakest position is probably shooting guard for them. So I had them picking Anthony Edwards. That would be awesome to see him next to Trey Young. They both can really score the ball. Trey Young can
Yeah.
average 9, 10 assists per game, get Anthony the ball. So yeah, if they're next to each other, I think that's really cool. That might be unstoppable. So yeah, I think Anthony Edwards would be a great fit next to Trae Young.
No, I don't see Edwards dropping four. I think someone's going to go best available if he goes past the top two or three. I mean, at that point, four would be him. But I just don't see him dropping that far. But if he does, I mean, he'd be competing. I know Cam Reddish was not what we thought he was this year, and I think it's just because he's a young guy. It's going to take him some time, and I think
Yeah,
it was just the team he was on at Duke. It just didn't obviously help. I think his place, but they have Kevin Horter, they have Reddish, and uh, really there's no weak spot. If these guys end up being
yeah,
what they think they're going to be, there's no weak spot, which is the problem. Is that I don't know where they would end up putting him. So that's
yeah,
something they got to think about. Just to have three guys like that, another shooter, just a complete player like Edwards, and then even having Reddish. I mean, at that point, do you trade Reddish, see what you can get for him, bolster another position, maybe small forward? I mean, your backup small forward. The only small forward they do have on roster right now, um, according to their roster, their positions, is DeAndre Hunter.
yeah,
So, or maybe moving him to small forward and seeing who works better, Hunter or him. But Hunter did really well this year. I was pretty
yeah,
surprised what he was able to do. Um,
yeah. I don't even know if the Hawks can go wrong with what position they pick.
yeah,
And after they get their pick, that just might make their team way deeper. So
exactly. That's why I had four. As much as I'd love to see him on the Knicks, and if the lottery makes the Knicks go higher, then good for them. But right now, you have to look, and I think LaMelo Ball is going to be their pick. Atlanta. I mean, it's not New York or L.A., but it's just like that vibe, like like do the dirty work, like just Atlanta. Like I think
yeah,
it's just that team like that. It's not the biggest market, but it's also not the smallest, and I think that'd be a good spot for him. He's not in the spotlight completely, but when Atlanta works, they worked. And I think again, it helps if Trey Young's tired, Lamelo's tired. who's bringing up the ball. It's easy, one of the two. It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. Trey would have to be able to give up some of that stardom to LaMelo with being on ball all the time. But I think that'll definitely help the two of them, and they'll be able to coexist. Just two. I know LaMelo's tall, but he's also still kind of relatively like smaller, skinny build. I think that creates a problem defensively, but
Yeah.
you got to at that point hope LaMelo fills out, and if he doesn't, you trade him for something that you need. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of unsure about them picking LaMelo. I mean, I think he can handle a big market. I think he's used to the attention. So I don't think he minds being in New York or I mean he's not going to drop to LA, but I'm just saying because they're a big
yeah,
market.
yeah,
Um, I don't know, man. I don't really. I think Trey Young has a lot of energy. I don't know if he's gonna get tired. I think you can play him 35 plus minutes a night. He'll be all right. Uh, it in a way it would be really cool to see him draft LaMelo. They could even put him at shooting guard, and then I mean if you draft LaMelo, if you're the Hawks, I mean and then you have Trey Young too. I mean that's just incredible shooting, and I feel like their shooting's already pretty good. So that might be a really scary shooting team, but I'm just not sure. It doesn't help their defense, and I mean I think a team should draft a Melo that needs a starting point guard badly. So, but you made some good points. So who knows? Maybe it works.
yeah. I mean that works. I mean, again, at that point, Ball Edwards. I mean, I think for the Hawks, unless the guy really just blows, I just don't think they're going wrong anywhere. Even
Yeah,
any of these
yeah,
guys, I think they're unless they screw up completely, there's no way they're screwing up
yeah.
as far as where they're going.
Unless
Yeah,
they get a bust that
yeah,
was projected to go like 30th, I
it,
don't think they're picking anyone wrong.
exactly. So that works. I mean, we'll see. Number five, that's the Pistons.
Yeah, at number five, I got the Pistons picking Cole Anthony. Uh,
I agree,
yeah,
wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, for the last few years now, people have been yelling at them to stop trusting having their big man as their best player. That's not how the NBA really works anymore. The
Yeah,
best players nowadays are either small forwards or guards. Uh, and I think they're finally listening to their fans and whoever else is telling them they need to start having their best player, second best player be a guard. So yeah, I think Cole Anthony is definitely going to be a great pick for them if they can get him. Uh, and then you can either have Derrick Rose be your sixth man or maybe you trade him. Um, but yeah, I think that's definitely a step in the right direction for the Pistons if possibly we'll see. I mean, if Cole Anthony can be their franchise point guard,
yeah,
that's a step in the right direction
it is. It
because
is.
this team is already kind of a mess. So yeah, that I think that's the perfect fit for them.
Yeah, and again, I'd call Anthony. Same reasons you did. I think again, like I don't know if Derrick Rose is their guy, and I don't think. I mean, Derrick Rose obviously is going to be open to anything they want to make the team win, but at this point, he probably wants to go to a winner. He's on that. He's not on the cheapest contract, but he's not on the best contract. So just trade him. See where he's on a decent contract, like 7 million a year, 8 million a year. Just trade him to a team, a contender. Bring in another young guy who may be able to fill in that spot, six man, or just bring in honestly anyone, and maybe a center, a decent center. Not your best guy, but you know what I mean. Just someone who can pair alongside Griffin and him. And I think again with the cap, Griffin's a logjam, and Anthony's young enough. You got time to work around the contract, let Cole Anthony develop, still throw some lobs to whenever Blake Griffin's healthy. So honestly, I just don't think that's a bad spot for him. It'll shine some light on a pretty poor spot for them. We're sort of subject right now.
Yeah.
All right, number six.
Number six.
That's I think this is the most important pick of the whole. I think the whole NBA lays into this pick right here, and if there's no lottery and they just go by record, this is going to be a problem for the Knicks. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I had the Knicks picking LaMelo Ball.
ooh,
Um, they their their future is not great, but I think they're done messing up their picks and making stupid choices. Nearly could what? Anyway, But no, because last year was a good pick. I like RJ Barrett. I think Kevin Knox is a good pick too. I think some people think he's a bad player, but you gotta remember the Knicks barely played him this season for no reason at all. So it's like, what do you expect Knox to do if he's not getting minutes? And his rookie year was pretty good. So if they can actually play Knox and obviously they're gonna keep Barrett around, I don't see why they wouldn't. Barrett's a shooting guard, Knox a small forward. Uh, you know, he barely played this year. You pray to God that next year he's as good as he was his rookie year. Um, and I just think the position they need most is point guard. They had Mitchell Robinson at center. They got Julius Randle at power forward. I think you're set there. Um, LaMelo's going to be a great pick. He can pass the ball. He can shoot. Uh, you know, and I think it's going to come down to either him or RJ Barrett within the next few years is going to be the best player on that team. So yeah, they need a point guard. I think they, their point guard situation is weird. I think they should trade Dan Smith Jr. He doesn't even want to be there. They're taking away from his career. I mean, his years in Dallas were really good. If they started him all year long, which they should have, he would have had just as good as a year as he did in his Dallas days. So
Yeah.
trade them, and then if you want, either trade or keep Peyton as the backup, and then yeah, start LaMelo.
Um, well, I had Melo gone, and just to add on to your point, Knox is only 20 years old. He's going to be 21 at the start of the season. This is a young guy, third year. Give him the time. Give him the time out there. Let him play through it. That's why they have a rookie contract. Let him suck or not suck throughout that time to get a big contract. And I honestly, I think keep Knox there and yeah. Anyway, besides the point, my pick. LaMelo's gone. Anthony Edwards is gone, and they have Mitchell Robinson. They have Julius Randle. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with him, but they have Julius Randle at the moment. I got Nico Mannion. Now, Nico Mannion, because first, I don't think they want another Frenchman, because considering what happened, looks like Frank Ntilikina made a little wee wee in his pants. So I think I think Theo, what's his name? Theo. I can't even say his name.
Theo
If I can't say
Maladin?
his name, he shouldn't be in New York. It's that simple. Just
Theo
like Frank
Maladin?
Ntilikina. Yeah, Theo Formaldehyde. I don't need someone who I can't pronounce his name. So we're gonna go with Nico Mannion. This guy, Arizona killed it this year. Like they have the past 2 years. I think he's a good scorer, point guard. He's not the smallest guy. 6'3", 190. I mean, I weigh like 13 pounds less than him. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Besides the point, um, I just don't see why a 6'5" point guard at 175. It doesn't make sense to me. I think Nico's the best playmaking wise and all that. And plus, again, we don't want another Frenchman. I think he's
Yeah.
just
And it
Frenchman. Yeah,
even though Niakula's size is nice, he's 6'5", it seems like the only thing he can do is defend well, and that's just
exactly.
not enough.
And I mean, for the pick he was drafted at, it's not enough. For a lower pick, it definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if they get him like 15 to 20, I'd still be disappointed because it's the Knicks. They need something, but 15 to 20, I can't be upset with that. I got a lottery. You need someone who's a star, and especially with the Knicks. So
Yeah.
Nico Mannion.
Yeah, if
Um,
Cole Anthony and LaMelo already picked, I think Nico would be a good pick. And I
mm,
don't think LaMelo or Cole Anthony or Edwards are gonna drop to 4, 5, or 6. Uh, we'll see how the lottery plays out. But I just have those guys at 4, 5, and 6 because I don't I the Warriors don't need Edwards, Anthony, or Ball. Neither do the Cavs or the Wolves. So for me, that's the only reason why those guys drop.
yeah. So number eight. Who do you have?
7, 7.
Or sorry, seven. I messed that up. I
That's okay.
apologize.
That's okay. The Bulls at 7. I have been picking Jaden McDaniels.
Same.
This is actually pretty high for Jaden McDaniels on most mock drafts. I think they have him a little bit outside the lottery.
They have him.
Uh,
Just to give you a where he is. They have him going 15 on NBA mock.
yeah.
And they have him on Bleacher Report going. Um, ooh, Oh damn, where is he going? This is sorry. They have him going 14 to the Blazers, so
Okay,
it's kind
yeah.
of high
So
there.
yeah, so a lot of mock drafts have him more in the middle.
Yeah,
I think the Bulls, I love the Bulls young core, just like I like the Hawks young core a lot. They have Kobe White, you got Levine. If you can keep Levine and Markkinen happy, and then you got Wendell at center and Otto Porter, who's a pretty decent starting small forward. But I think out of those positions, even though I love all of them, I think out of those positions, Otto Porter is kind of the weak link, even though he's
100%.
even though he's still a pretty
Yeah,
solid player, especially if he's on a weaker team, he's even better. But yeah, I think he's the weakest link. If you draft Jaden, he's a 6'10" small forward. Um, you can either have Otto come off the bench, who would be a great bench piece, or trade him because that's a big contract. So yeah, I think small forward makes most sense for the Bulls. They're set at all the other positions, at least in the starting lineup. And Jaden's a big small forward. He's 6'10".
yeah.
Uh, so
And he's got a
yeah,
decent three. I mean, it's not like it's a horrible three.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
he can drive the lane too. I'm pretty sure he's a decent defender. So yeah, I think he's probably the perfect fit for the Bulls.
yeah. I just to save some time here because we've already gone a decent amount of time with this. I'm not even going to say anything. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't think there's any more needed to say. Um, and then they also could pull a 180 or a 360. I mean, just trade, market, and figure something out at power forward. They have a bunch of options.
Yeah.
Um, so I think they can figure that out. Um, and then number 8, I had I have James Wiseman. I don't know who you have.
At number 8, I have the Hornets picking Nneka Okongwu. They have Miles Bridges, small forward. They have Terry Rozier. They got Devontae Graham. They got PJ Washington. And Cody Zeller is not even a bad center, but just out of all those positions, I think you need to upgrade center the most. They could either trade Zeller or maybe you keep starting him and then Onneka comes off the bench, something like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
just because that's their weakest position, I have them picking Onneka.
All right. Again, I have James Wiseman. You had them first. Him going first. I don't. I also have Anika Waku off the board. So I mean, it's got to be James Wiseman at this point. You have a guy like Zeller. He's not the youngest guy. He's 31, 30, 31. Not a huge contract. Again, I mean, considering Derrick Rose is getting paid 7, he's maybe a $7 million guy. I think people overlook him a lot, but again, or maybe just in general, you have James Wiseman come off the bench and start, and Zeller starts. I mean, Zeller's not a bad guy to be showing him the ropes of the NBA. I mean, even though he's not,
Yeah,
he wasn't a top pick. He was a decent guy, mid
yeah,
pick. Just someone like that can really look. I think Wiseman could look up to and see how the game should be played. So James Wiseman, and then again, it fits perfectly with Graham and Rozier up the top. It's just I think that's the best fit for them. And plus, I don't see him going anywhere else. Top maybe the Knicks, but again, like then are you moving him to power forward if you have
yeah.
Robinson? Then what are you doing with Randall? So it just creates a lot of extra drama. So James Wiseman, right there, 8. Number 9, I
Number 9,
mm,
I have the
yeah.
Wizards picking Isaac Okoro. I mean, they're set at point guard, shooting guard, power forward with Rui Hachimura. After that, it comes down to center and small forward. And I decided the centers for now are going to be good enough. They got Motis Wagner and they got Thomas Bryant.
Tommy
So
Boy, Tommy Boy. We love Tommy Boy. It's just a little inside joke between us, but we love Tommy
yeah,
Boy.
yeah, kind of love him, maybe not.
No, we
But
love him. And they have a center Lakers farm system there. They have guys who came from the Lakers, like Mortiz Wagner, and our boy Tommy B was from the Lakers. So I mean, like,
yeah, but
Lakers in DC.
yeah.
Go
But
go go.
yeah, I think they need small forward the most. Isaac Okoro is actually, I think his primary position is shooting guard, and then small forward is secondary. Nonetheless, he can play small forward. I think he's 6'6". So yeah, I mean it's as simple as that's the position that they need to fill. Nowadays, every team needs one of their best players to be the small forward. We'll see. If he becomes an all-star or if he just becomes an average starter, we'll see. But I think that's the most logical pick for the Wizards.
All right. So for the Wizards, um, I have them taking Denny Avita again, or Avija, whatever. I'm not good with names. Only reason I have him going there is again, you have him already going like two. I have him not going at all yet. Best available. Need a small forward. Again, I just don't think you can go wrong with that at that point. Because you're a lot of places have him going top seven, top eight. So nine, Denny Avija. Um, I like how I've said his name at least five times this whole show, and I've said it completely different every time. Um, and I just Theo we don't like because of his name, so I didn't put him even on my top 14. I'll tell you right now because of his name. I just don't like the guy. I just there's something about him. Just like Pat McAfee doesn't like the. I just don't like the guy. You know, I just don't like the guy. It could be a great guy, could be great, but I just don't like him. So, we're gonna go with number 10. Who do you have?
I have the Suns at number 10 picking RJ Hampton. They've been looking for that point guard to play with Devin Booker. I know they got Rubio. I like Rubio. But if you draft RJ Hampton, you can either keep starting Rubio and RJ comes off the bench, or maybe he's your six man, or start
Or
him.
Hampton. Hampton's your six man to
Yeah,
start.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I said.
Oh,
And then
sorry. I thought you meant the other way around. I'm sorry.
no, but you could do the other way around.
Yeah.
If RJ Hampton starts, Ricky Rubio would be a great six man. Or maybe you just think that you're completely set with RJ being your point guard. Backup doesn't matter too much for whatever reason. Then you just trade Rubio. Maybe you get a valuable small forward or whatever. Um, but yeah, I think RJ Rubio's already doing a good job, but maybe RJ can also pair well with Devin Booker. So yeah, we'll see. I think that's the best
Yeah.
bet for them.
Yeah. RJ, I have him going 10-2 to the Suns. Maybe not the best guy, but again, another huge scorer. Not the best. I mean, defensively, he's a little small, but get the steals. He's more of that kind of slasher kind of guy. I think he with a decent shot. I think you can move Devin at times to small forward if you want to play some small ball. It's not like he's short. He's 6'5". He's again not the biggest guy in the world defensively, just in general. I mean, again, if you actually want to look at defensive ratings, I was looking at some point when they were talking about the All Stars. Devin Booker was at one of the lowest, along with Bradley Beal, in the league. So I mean, I don't know how much putting him at small forward will help, but again, it's not a bad pick. Again, off the bench, whatever. I think again, Rubio's a perfect guy to help him out, show him the ropes. So they have a lot. They have a lot of options if they pick him.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so um, we have number 11, San Antonio.
Yeah, number 11, I have the Spurs picking Precious Achiuwa. They're set at point guard, shooting guard. They have DeRozan at small forward. We'll see if they bring him back. They got LaMarcus. Sometimes he's center, sometimes he plays power forward. So I just had them picking another big man, Precious Achiuwa. He's a power forward. Um, they're set with their guards. And if they can bring DeRozan back at small forward, I think Precious can be a good big man for them.
All right, I have Isaac Okoro. Um, I mean, just small forward. They honestly they can go with anyone at this point. Um, I just at this point I'm starting to like I'm not the I know a lot about college, but this is where I start to like fall off, and I don't really know too much about Okoro, but um, I'm gonna assume he's the next best guy on there, and that's where I took NBA mock and kind of helped me out. So they have him at 11. I put him at 11. Number 12. That's
Kings.
the Kings.
Yeah, number 12, I got the Kings picking Isaiah Stewart. Uh, you know, this is going to be a good pick for them. They're already really young, so it's great that they have a lottery pick. Um, you got Bagley. Some people prefer him at power forward, but I'm pretty sure most of the season, at least this year, they're starting him as center because Bielitsa has been power forward, and who else is power forward for them? Someone else. But Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Stewart's a power forward slash center, but he's 6'9", so I think he can play small forward, and I think they need small forward probably the most. Uh, I know they got Harrison Barnes, but it might be good to trade him. He's got a big contract, so if you can trade him for whatever it may be, and then you start Isaiah at small forward or power forward, I think that's gonna help him out a lot. Plus, I mean, that just makes you even younger. So yeah.
All right. So for the Kings, sorry, I had a little technical difficulty to reopen my pick. So I'm gonna just go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say the Kings are gonna be dumb. They're always dumb. They're gonna go with Josh Green. They're gonna have a huge problem at small shooting guard, who they're gonna put there with Buddy Hield. I don't really know who the best fit is for them, and to be honest, you know what? Why not make a huge issue and light Buddy Hield up with another shooting guard over there? And again, 6'5", maybe moving the small forward, but screw it. We're gonna give them a position problem. So I mean, I don't know who the best pick is there, and I think Josh Green again give him a huge problem. Like they always screw up somehow. So yeah. I mean, not saying
All
Josh
right.
Green's gonna be bad, but like just saying like it's gonna be a problem position wise. Who's gonna be starting and whatnot. Um, I mean, the smart pick would probably be Precious or Uruchia, but I don't really know what's going on with them. They're all over the place, so that'd be too logical.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. 13. So that's New Orleans. Who do you have?
Yeah. Yeah. At 13, I got the Pelicans picking Vernon Carey. Um, I think they're pretty strong at every position, really. And I like Derek Favors at center, but I haven't picked a center anyway, just because Derek Favors kind of undersized. He's 6'9", and Vernon Carey's taller than that. So, you
6'10".
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see them starting him, but if Derek Favors can still start and mentor him, uh, I think he can turn into a pretty good center. So, yeah, I mean, they're strong at every position. So, I mean, I don't even know if they can go wrong with this
Yeah.
draft. So, but
I
yeah, I
mean,
think that's best for them.
I'll agree with you there. Another guy. Why not Reggie Perry? Just drop his name in. Um, I think again, huge guy, 6'10", 250. I mean, 6'9", 250. Big guy, kind of like not a Zion build, but I feel like as far as like not the way he plays, just athleticism and rebounding. Rebounding is Zion esque, and I think just having another guy like that, just keep it going with that. Keep it going with the short, big guys. So yeah, either Vernon Carey or Reggie Perry, and then that leaves us at 14 with Portland.
14 Blazers. I got them picking Devin Vassell. I think they really need a small forward. I know he's a shooting guard, but he's 6'7", so I think he can play small forward no problem. Um, they're set. They're set with their guards. Their big men. I think they're set. Now you just need a small forward. I know they got Rodney Hood. They've been playing Melo at power forward, even though his natural position is small forward. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back or we'll see what they do with him. Uh, and yeah, they got Rodney Hood, but we'll see. I mean, maybe Devin Vassell can become better than Rodney Hood. We'll see.
He's also
Um,
hurt. He's also hurt right now. He's coming back from that torn ACL.
yeah, but I mean, who knows? Maybe Rodney Hood can be a good mentor. Maybe Vassell can be better than him. And yeah, I think they need small forward most, so they should go with him. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the guy I haven't said yet, Precious Arucha, because again I didn't know if the Kings would be smart or not. So I'm just gonna place him there. Small forward, power forward. Give some rest and a little bit smaller of a smaller team to when Nurkic or if they re-sign Whiteside, if Whiteside's there, what they're gonna do with that. Um, so I mean he's a little bit heavier than Rodney Hood, but again, small forward, pretty tall small forward. Rodney Hood's like a shooting guard small forward, so maybe he can mentor him in a way. I think that's a good pick. I don't think you can go wrong there with him. And then, so yeah, that's our lottery. That took up a lot of time. Took up a lot of time. Next, we're just gonna make a quick segment. I think so. We're going this way for the moment. It looks like we're gonna do each week a baseball division. Who's gonna be the most improved, the division winner, the order, and the brightest future. So we're gonna start with our favorite because Let's go Yankees.
Yeah.
The AL East. So, I think it's also going to be quicker, just so we can get it out of the way and be done with. Again, the show's gone on a decent amount of time so far, so we don't want to keep you here too long, guys. So, our first one is going to be. So let's just go with order first. Who's your order going to be?
I had the Yankees in first place, Rays in second place, Red Sox third, Blue Jays fourth, although I think it might be close between them, and then Orioles fifth.
I have Yankees, Rays, um, probably Toronto, Boston. Again, it's either or, and then the Orioles.
Yeah.
I don't think the Orioles are going to be doing much in a while. So
Ah.
yeah. So that's your order. Your most improved team.
Most improved, I got Blue Jays.
Okay.
Last year it was definitely the Rays. I'm not sure how many people expected them to be quite that good. Um, The Yankees don't have much room for improvement just because, they're already great. They won 100 games 2 years ago and 103 last year. I think it's just going to be the same deal for them this year. I think they have a good shot at winning the World Series. They're going to win, I think they're going to win more games than last year. I think they're going to win like at least 105. Um, and that the Red Sox, they're kind of in a weird situation now, and the Orioles are just going to be complete trash like they have in the last few years. I hate to say it, but and the Blue Jays made some improvements last year, and I think they just have the most room for improvement this year. So I think they're going to be better than last year.
All right. So for improvement, you got to go with Blue Jays. I think Toronto's hit its improvement peak last year. I mean, they'll obviously, if anything, be better or maybe a little worse, but they definitely, if anything, aren't going to go. They're not going to skyrocket again. I think it's going to be, like you said, Toronto. I think with Bo Bichette starting off the season, Guerrero starting off the season, all these guys starting off the season that they didn't have start with, and Blake Snell. Holy crap, that man is insane. Should put them all together, see how the whole season's going to be with them, and move forward that way. So yeah,
Yeah. And then you got Vladimir, or you
I just
said
said
it,
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
you?
Guerrero,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
Guerrero. I didn't say Vladdy Jr., but that wasn't cool. And they have the man G-Man Choi. Just thought I should mention that dude is a monster.
yeah.
Freaking love that man. All right, so and also I was just looking about Yankees. If anyone looks up the roster on the Yankees website or the MLB.com Yankees website, the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. The ugliest thing. James Paxton with a mustache. I just think that's the most important thing I
I
should
have
say right now.
not seen that yet.
It is the grossest thing. I looked. All I say is pedo stash. It's just. All right. Anyway, getting back on topic. We did the most improved order. Um, so brightest future.
I think the Rays are gonna have the brightest future. I would say the Yankees, but again, they've been one of the best teams in the league already for the past few years,
Yeah.
and since the next step for them is the World Series, which is like not even one step from now. It's like half a step from now. They're so close. Uh, I think they have a great chance at winning it this year, next year. The Blue Jays are like a step behind the Rays. The Red Sox, I'm not sure what's gonna happen with them. The Orioles, their future's horrible. I hate to say it, but it's true. I think the Rays' future is going to be the brightest. They improved a lot last year. They're going to improve a lot this year. Uh, we'll see if any of these teams eventually, within the next 3 years, fight for first place. Um, but who
Yeah.
has the best chance right now of fighting for first place, if any chance at all, it's the Rays.
I'm again Yankees. They're right there right now, and if they will be, it looks like maybe for even the next 10 years if everything goes out well. Same with Garrett Cole and all these guys, Judge and whatnot. So let's just next best team. I think it'd be unfair to just not give it to anyone. It'd have to be, I would say not the Rays, the Blue Jays, and the only reason is because the Rays. I think first you got to go with the names: Bo Bichette, Vladdy Jr. They need some pitching, but honestly, I think that's doable. Um, yeah, really, all they have right now is Hinge on Ryer. They just signed, but again, he's an older guy. They got rid of Stroman, which I didn't love too much, but they just wanted to see what they can get for him. I mean, like, if you look at their team, it's not horrible. I would just go with them. Um, see what happens. But again, like the names on Tampa, just other than Snell, Glasnow, I just no one really pops to me that much as far as offensively, other than your boy G-Man. Oh no, G-Man Choi is on Tampa. Yo, I messed that up completely. G-Man Choi is not on Toronto. He's on Tampa. Either way, other than
Yeah, right.
offensively, other than my boy G-Man Choi offensively, there's no one on that team that I've really heard of. I'm kidding, because G-Man Choi's a god. But I'm kidding. But yeah, other than maybe Kevin Kiermaier, there's really no one. I really don't know how I messed that up so bad. G-Man Choi and the Jays, damn. All right, anyway, and then the last thing, division winner, Yankees.
Yankees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yankees.
They're definitely they're gonna win at least 105 games. It's them and the Dodgers in the World Series.
Well, they won 103 last year. With injuries and whatnot, they won 103. So with Cole, it'll just bolster it. We'll see, but we'll see. I mean, they got to stay healthy. They'll definitely win the
Yeah.
division. It's just, I don't know about wins. I don't really care as long as they're the division winner. It doesn't matter in the end who's the division winner. It's just who's healthy at the end and who's going to get them over that hump. So that was the AL East. I don't know who we're gonna do next. Maybe we'll switch to NL East, or we'll just go straight to the next AL team.
Yeah.
But definitely we got another one coming up here. Again, football. We'll talk about the draft after it happens. I think do a mock draft would just be crazy, like a top 10. I think we'll just wait and see what happens there and discuss it after the fact. Just because also everyone else is talking about football, so let's talk about something different for the moment. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that's our plan, and also it's looking bright in the future. I've just got word during show that we will have a Delaware basketball player from last year coming on the show
Awesome.
as a guest. So we won't say the name yet or who it is yet, but we'll just leave it at that. We will, within the next show or two, be having a special guest from the University of
Also,
Delaware.
another announcement. We'll leave the link in in the description, but we do have an Instagram now, so if you guys want to follow that, we're gonna update you guys whenever we have a new show and other news with that too. So yeah.
And that's at Down to the Wire podcast.
Yep.
Just so you guys know, at Down to the Wire podcast. So follow that, like this, subscribe to the channel, and look forward to seeing you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.